Say what? It's Behazey here at Ingyu Lioli Show headquarters in Shanghai, hoping to give your English a little boost.
No.
This week we're continuing the theme of traveling abroad by giving you some advice about taxis. Let's just start with the vocab, shall we? A taxi could also be called a cab, and a taxi cab is hailed. We're going to be late if we take the subway. Let's just hail a taxi. This is how you hail Hitler. This is how you hail a taxi. Don't hail Hitler, by the way. I'm upset that I even really have to explain this. That guy was an asshole. I hope that joke doesn't get me in trouble. My advice is step out a little onto the street. Not too far, I want you to live, but just a little bit onto the street and make eye contact with the oncoming taxi. If the driver notices you and then looks ahead, they're probably not stopping. But if they acknowledge you, then they'll give you either a little nod or one of these. What's that, a reverse nod? I don't know, but one of those. If you say hail a taxi down the street and one closer picks you up, you can wave one off with this kind of gesture. Break eye contact and give them one of these. I'm such an idiot. I changed my mind. I don't belong in a big city. Of course, the best place to get a taxi is on a street corner. And you want to stand on the corner of the direction where you really want to go, if you know what that is. As a general rule, if someone is already in your area trying to get a taxi and one appears, you let them get that first. This is just customary etiquette. But if there is some question about whether this taxi is yours or not, take it without hesitation. Taxi cabs might also collect at a taxi rank or taxi stand. Hey, there's a taxi rank nearby, let's go wait there. These are often around big hotels or important buildings. In many countries, you may phone a taxi line, and that conversation might go something like this. Where from? Huh? I'm from China. Don't say China. They mean where are we picking you up from? The corner of Hutton and 5th. Where to? 615 Beckett Avenue. Are you ready to leave now? Yes. Okay, the next available taxi will be about 6 minutes away. Thanks. Be very clear about where you are going. Only the most famous landmarks of that place you can call by name. Everything else you need either an address or the nearest street corner. Just like here in China, some taxi drivers, or cabbies as they sometimes are called, like to talk and some don't. Are you talking to me? What? Are you talking to me? No, I'm talking to the viewers. Well, there's no one else here. You must be talking to me. No, there's literally thousands of you, hundreds of you. There's dozens of few people watch, right? My mom, at least. Look, you're a 40-year-old movie and no one in China understands this reference. So let's just move on. If you think you might be going long distance to an out-of-the-way place or over a paid toll bridge, make sure you get in the taxi before you tell the taxi driver where to go. Some taxi drivers might complain, but in many countries it's illegal for them to reject the fare. Plus it's impossible to kick you out once you're already in. Some taxi drivers get around this by having their off-duty light on. Some taxis, like those in New York, have an off-duty light that they turn on when they're not working. If the off-duty light is on and they stop and ask you where you're going, it's because of two reasons. Either they want to pick up one more fare on the way back to the garage at the end of their shift, or they want to check whether where you want to go is where they might want to go. That way it's an excuse to deny you if you want to travel far. Finally, the fee for a taxi is called a fare, and you ought to know whether it is customary to leave a tip or not. In Australia, no. In the US, definitely. Please pay the fare and make sure you tip the driver well. A standard fee is about 15% of the fare, but if the driver tried to get you killed, then you can pay less. Or more. You can pay more. Yeah, not killing you is good service in some parts. Of course, these days you have more options. You can go with Uber or Lyft, which kind of makes this whole lesson pointless. Damn, I wish I'd thought of that. Review. A taxi can be called a cab, and a taxi driver can be called a cabbie. If you can't hail a cab, then you might wait at a taxi rank. You can call for a taxi, or probably use an app. But don't forget to pay the fare, and if necessary, leave a tip. In busy cities, you need to get a cab with some force. Step out a little bit onto the street and make sure you make eye contact, or the taxi driver will drive right past you. Also remember, if somebody else near you is trying to get a taxi and they were there first, let them get the first taxi that comes up. Another one should be around soon. Of course, in some big cities at some hours of the day, it's every man for himself. Anyway, I hope this helps. This is Behazey, slowly turning SayWhat into a travel tips series, and signing out.